Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Tale of Dice, where I, myself, together with the Beanie Gang, although, wait, do we need to wear beanies?
No.
No?
No.
No beanies
You're
this
not
time?
wearing the same here. I'm the special one.
Oh, all right. Well, this time around, because we are only with the men, we are all wearing
Never
the
mind.
same underwear. So that's something. We still match, just not as visible as before. No, but during this stream, I'm afraid that we are once again missing our beloved Crystal. Her character Hannah in the Shadowfell seems to have a little bit of a hard time, and right now isn't feeling so well. So Hannah will be a little bit quiet during this session.
No joke. After what happened to her last session, though, no joke. Like,
yeah, well,
I get
she had a little bit of a rough and tumble with some love interests, I guess.
So just to cycle back into the previous topic, that means you're all not wearing underwear?
No.
Well,
because I'm not.
Me neither. Like, I wanted to keep it PG-13, you know, just in case people are watching us that aren't like into that sort of stuff. But I guess we just spilled the beans on that one already. No. Speaking of other foods, happy Easter, everybody. I hope that you found egg and had eaten the egg, and it was good. I hope that this egg.
Hugger.
Egg. No, but happy Easter, everybody. And well, I don't know with you, but for me it's really weird. In lockdown, weren't really any ways to celebrate it. So
I went to my parents. My dad very recently bought a new home, so we went there, and I just had dinner, and we cooked hamburgers for our parents, my brother and I, and it was good. It was nice.
Did it have egg?
It did not have egg. No. It should have had egg. Did not have egg.
Should have.
It did have jalapenos.
I don't know how
Those are
jalapenos. Yeah, I don't know how jalapenos are like a part of Easter.
They're not.
I'm not
but
sure.
I don't give a fuck about Easter anyways.
Like, what if you eventually like found a delicious Easter egg and then you bit into it only to realize that it's actually a pepper? That would suck.
Well, I mean, I suggest we ignore this old pagan holiday and we go back into our own pagan ways.
Did you say ignore?
Yes, I didn't.
No.
But I wish I did now.
But you should have. Hell no. No, but indeed, let's turn to our very own pagan ways after I ask you this one question. Shall we play a game?
Okay, so just because Crystal wasn't here, I had to show that intro, just because of that. So,
oh dear. Nice.
There we go.
So, to jump back into tonight's game, let's get a little bit creepier with the music. Because last we left off, our heroes, known as the Pack, had eventually found themselves within the Court of Shadows, a flying city in the Shadowfell, which was home to many different peoples and races. Among them, the Darklings, a race of fey creatures, long ago cursed and banished from the Feywild, cursed to never walk in the sunlight again. A race that our heroes wish to aid. After conversing with them and realizing that the Darklings could be aided by basically two things. By getting them allies on the material plane that could protect them, and by finding a way to undo this curse and find some form of strong magic which could allow them to walk into the light once again. With this new grand task, they were set out from the Darkling houses together with one of these Darklings, a somewhat companion of the Pack, known as Zell Darkwood, to venture forth and find these two things. But before that would happen, however, the pack had some other business to attend to. First off, as one of their side quests, they needed to hunt a ghost. Which they did.
Ghost!
Oh dear, my music is gone.
Oh no. Mine
Is my
too.
music back? No.
Yes. It's back.
Gasp.
Gosh.
Technical difficulties already? My god. It's beginning again.
Grim
Let's see
boy!
if we can get this. Alright, my music is working again. It's yours as well?
It is.
Hell yeah, Grim boy. What's up, boy? So, one of the side quests was to hunt a very spoopy ghost, which you guys just did. And another side quest was that Iro, eventually beginning his whole adventuring career to find his long-lost friend, has realized that his long-lost friend Dagwood is very close by. So, if I understood correctly, the course of action that the pack would now take was finish up here in the Court of Shadows, finish up shopping, now that your side quest here is at an end, and then find ways of travel towards the material plane and search for Dagwood. Before, after that, venturing forth into the lands to find ancient magics to rid a whole civilization of a certain curse. Welcome to fucking tabletop RPGs.
Yeah, that's about the plan, I think, yeah.
So, to tune back into the moment at hand, all of you, except for Allison, emerged victoriously from a haunted bookshop after vanquishing the spirit within and capturing its soul as part of your side quest. You step outside and get the new owner of this establishment back in. Quaylon walks with you, with his silver long hair that is draped over one of his eyes, this Shadowfell elf, this Shadar-kai, dressed in robes of black and dark green and gold, with this small little viper familiar that seems to perch himself from all the different openings in his clothing. As he walks forward, he is perpetually guided by two orbs of light that seem to glow above his shoulders with the robes that he wears. And as he steps inward, he sees his newly claimed abode. And after handing you $200 in cash for this job well done. God, Max, what are you doing? Is this your snack? Are you just gonna?
I forgot snacks.
So you're just gonna
just eating honey?
I have to compensate for something, don't I?
Max is eating bee barf. That is a fact. Honey is bee barf. So, as Quaylon begins to gather the different scrolls and different materials in this bookshop that were left behind by the previously deceased owner, he, at the end of the last session, asked all of you a question. Namely, I could have use for individuals such as yourself. Adventurers not bound to one of the guilds of this place? Tell me, what kind of things are you looking for? Perhaps we could come to an arrangement of some sort of partnership, perhaps. By the way, I did realize that your vampiric friend turned into mist and passed through the door. I assume and hope that his coffin is secure so he can get back his physical form without effort.
Yeah, we hope so too, probably. We just hope that we can find him. We really hope that he is in his coffin, but we are not quite sure yet.
First time this happened.
Yeah.
But
it's all a bit new.
shall be up to the pack. No matter for you. Though, thanks for care.
Let me then, as a token of appreciation for a job well done, grant you a little bit of my knowledge. You see, here in the Court of Shadows, we deal with vampires many times over, and I can tell you that normally, once a vampire succumbs to their wounds, they turn into this mist form and float back to their coffin as their resting place. If the coffin is secure, he should be back to normal in about an hour's time.
Oh, that's
Recall, not
quite
very.
good.
Sorry.
Oh, I just said that it was that's quite speedy. I thought it would be like an whole day.
One of the perks that dark, foul curse offers people of his persuasion is a swift recovery from almost any wounds. Again, I do hope that the coffin is in a secure location, because while this hour is passing, he will be vulnerable. You do not have any enemies in this city, I hope?
No. Why would we have enemies?
Hmm.
Meanwhile, Allison's
We
gone.
must hurry. Still, Grakol not very smart. Perhaps these words, you have them, like a book. And Grakol points at the book. That book. We would be very happy with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very transparent here. Allison noticed the book. We very much decided not to take the book, of course, because that's the agreement that we had. But we are very much interested in reading the book. Can we make an arrangement for that book?
Cleland steps from behind the counter and walks up to this bookcase. Again, he had procured this whole establishment with all of the things inside, so he's also taking inventory of everything that there is to know. So he walks up, he takes the book out of it. Vampirism. Treating the curse as a disease. Begins to rummage through the pages. I can see how this book might be of interest to you. As I had used my magics to indeed take a good look at the surroundings and see what kind of items switched places, I must say that I'm very glad to see that none of the items of Mr. Booker have been misplaced from this establishment to your belongings. You have done your work, and you have proven your merit, and I do not directly have need of this. Consider it a sign of faith. And he hands you the book.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We are grateful. Light of Kurenau will shine upon you and bless you.
He doubts a little bit, like hearing the words like light shine upon you, and then he retorts with the simple words, "Thank you." Now then, after
You said partnership.
Indeed, this place is divided most of the time to the many groups and guilds that call this city home. I myself do not subscribe to any of them, and as such I am sometimes in need of assistance that is hard to find. As newcomers, and seemingly people that do not align themselves with any of the groups here as well, I thought it might be beneficial to set up some sort of business arrangement.
You need someone beaten.
Not at the moment, but I can be sure that in the future there will be many more of these sorts of occasions where I will be in need of some power to take care of some business. In exchange, I could perhaps offer you a discount in my shop. Tenebris Arcanum, and now I still need to come up with a new name for this scroll shop, but I believe that the wares that I deal myself in will be very beneficial for adventurers such as yourself.
We are, I think, very much interested in such a deal.
Grakal looks in confusion at Iroh. But we leave.
Yeah, but when we get back.
A pity. Leaving already. Well then.
If you have way to bring us quickly back and forth, then we shall be coming whenever you need.
I'm afraid that magic of that magnitude in the form of teleportation and the shifting of planes is a little bit out of my reach for now. But I could at least send word. Who knows?
Yeah.
Perhaps you will be in the neighborhood.
When we pop by, we can always just do some quick favors.
Well then.
Yeah.
When the power of teleportation does become yours, we shall help you gain it in return for its use.
And again, you have made your way here once before. Who says that you will not be resourceful a second time? If I have work, I will let it be known to you, and who knows, perhaps you're in the vicinity. It's always good to try to contact.
Yeah, precisely.
Let us say, again, as a token of my appreciation of this partnership, and perhaps also as a little bit of a lure to get you back into this city when I would need your assistance. I have a couple of magic items in my shop at the moment that are difficult to switch hands. I have seen the weaponry that all of you wield. One of the most powerful runes that I currently possess is a frost rune that enchants your weapon or even your hand wraps. Iroh, I believe it was, with the magic of frost to deal additional damage in the form of cold, and perhaps on some heavy-hitting blows, increasing to some sort of a slowing effect, as the cold magic seems to hamper the muscle tissue in creatures. Normal price would be at 500 gold pieces. I'd say a 20% discount for newfound associates, perhaps.
We cannot afford. We have some money, and what you will give us for this. That is all. So,
Pity.
250, yes, is what we can give. Is also good. Otherwise, you will not sell it. You just
Go
said.
ahead. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
I don't know, he's just...
You can try.
repeating what he's
worth
saying,
trying,
and rolling a 6, so 17?
I'm afraid that those prices are a little bit too low, but perhaps you yourselves are also carrying all different kinds of other items. Perhaps we could establish a trade of sorts. Now, to recap a little bit what we have discussed between sessions, because a whole shopping trip would be a lot of math and a little bit boring. We have already sorted some things out and things that would be bought. But something that we haven't discussed yet is, for example, I know that Allison has a whole, apothecary of different potions and stuff. So for the sake of this, if you would wish to trade with him, then the worth of the potions for this one trade will be in full. So you could use the full value of different other items to trade with him to see what you can get out of this. But that would only be for that frost rune, because that's like the special offer that he has for you because you guys completed his side quest.
Fair.
So for the sake of this, we will look into the future a little bit at the moment where Allison is back in full health.
Yeah, we'll find him all good and well in his coffin.
Yeah, am I gone or am I still there?
So Allison has a stake driven in his heart and his head chopped off, and he is dead. Max, if you would please leave the call. No.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
That would be sad
No.
for Allison, but it would
No, but
be,
if there, we already discussed some items that would be sold, some items that would be bought, and with all of those things, how much gold did the party still have?
That would be 355.
355. All right. So you're already almost at the 400 gold pieces mark. If you would want this frost rune,
I think the frost rune is really good for Iroh because he
One
hits
question.
a lot.
can you add different runes to stuff? Because I have those hand wraps with a striking rune, so I can
Right.
have double hit
Yeah,
dice.
so how these modular enchantments work in Pathfinder is that you have like the basic runes, which are the +1 and the striking, and those are just basic; they don't count. And then looking at how strong the basic runes are, that many special runes can be added to it. So you have the first version of the standard +1 rune, which means that there is one slot for a special rune, such as the Frost rune, which would deal an additional d6 cold damage, and on a critical hit, the target becomes slowed 1, so they lose one of the 3 actions, unless they succeed on a DC 24 Fortitude save.
So
But
that would be quite amazing. However, I would have to have 3 dice instead of 2. And that is a bit much. That's a lot of dice, man. That's a lot of
I'm
dice.
sorry, man. Like this game does ask a monetary investment from the players. That is indeed true.
So
No,
in general,
that sounds lovely.
I think for you it's really good. For me, it's also really good. I crit more often than you do, but you hit more often in general.
Yeah, and because you have like the exotic weapon, you have like the double-bladed sword. You would need 2 frost runes, one on each
Right.
end to enchant
Better
it
for him.
completely. Yeah,
Better for him.
like that's the downside on the exotic weapons that you and Grokal use. They have like built-in bonuses, and you can basically
Hi, Max.
train.
So Mux, we need you to roughly choose.
Sell off 45?
No,
45
let's
gold
go,
pieces in
go
potion
for
worth.
roughly 200 gold pieces in potion worth, if possible.
I don't have that many potions.
That's going to be a lot, but
Okay, choose everything that we can sell.
Yeah, I can sell everything and I can calculate the total cost. Is that something that we want to do?
No, except for the ones that you think are essential. I trust your judgment in this, Mux. I trust your judgment.
I'm dead now, so I'll calculate, okay?
yeah.
Yeah, you calculate. In the meantime, how much would it cost, because I need to pay extra for it, how much would it cost to have that returning rune put on my weapon?
The returning rune, that would cost, well, because you have also an exotic weapon, that's basically 2, you would need 2 of those runes.
Okay.
And you only have the 1. So that's a problem. You would have to find another returning rune to like completely enchant it.
Would he trade a shifting rune for a returning rune?
He doesn't have any. He doesn't have any. No.
That's fair. All right, we'll get to that later.
I can already see one returning rune on his weapon, and then this weapon just kind of like shuffling over the ground, like being pulled by someone.
Dude, I'm gonna totally be Captain America with that shield.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh damn!
All right, so to after this, because this is another buy that we wanted to do, and this was like a little bit of a social encounter, so I didn't discuss this with you beforehand. So let's jump into a little bit of a what do you call it? Montage, as during the rest of the day. With this first trade, you shake hands with Quaylon and at least establish a line of communication if you would ever have more work for you. The Frost Rune is removed from the blade in his own store and then put on the hand wraps of Iroh, which now have this beautiful gem in the middle, which was green at first, but now with the Frost Rune, the green gems are completely turned to blue, and you can actually see as you wield the enchantment that these different small snowflakes seem to apparate from it. Although you can feel the cold like on your face, your hands do not feel anything, and it's comfortable. And you eventually like try it out on one of the wooden barrels that you see outside. And next to you smashing the barrel, as always, it now also has this beautiful set of frost around it. As you can see that the wood was frozen before it was hit. After this, you also turn back to the outfitter, the goblin in the large magical armor store known as Fit to Survive, where you guys trade some other magical items for monetary funds, and then go on a shopping spree where you first buy a dual set of runes that Allison is then transcribing onto the armor of Grokal during the rest of the day, where his armor does not only become more protective, but also gets this dark hue over it, making it even more stealthy and making Grokal that much better a hunter. And in this same armor store, Allison looks towards the window and sees that this beautiful set of simple combat clothes are hanging at the ready, although this set is not created from any material but from cold iron. And after haggling a little bit, 140 gold pieces are pushed across the counter, and Allison steps out in his new cold iron blue armor together with his cold iron weapon. He is very thematically dressed.
Okay, so we're basically broke after this, right? That's the idea.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're working towards broke.
But as the enchantment is transcribed on the armor of Grakal, and Allison claps his hands as a job well done, all three of you can look at each other and see the beautiful new magic items that you guys are wielding. During all of this,
Hannah.
during all of this, sorry, Hannah. Technically, Hannah already had a nice magic item when she got her +1 staff. That's evenly matched to the magic that you guys are wielding as well. All 8 levels.
That's fair. Also,
Yeah.
Maxime, are you keeping track of what we spent and have left over? Is that something you're doing? You were looking at the camera in this very focused manner, but
I think we're broke. Like, if I sell my potions, I think we're broke.
I think I'm just gonna write broke. Broke. We spent about
I had to
400
sell
GP.
45 gold worth of potions in order for us to even be able to buy the last thing. So, and we calculated the rest before this, so now we're broke.
okay.
All right.
0 GP.
So as you look in the party fund and see that the only thing rolling around it is like a little bit of tumbleweed.
No, there's still some silver and copper coins probably.
You
floating
still-
around.
But this is going to be fun because now we need to make sure that you guys actually have enough to feed yourselves. Oh no, wait,
Guys.
Hannah has magic for that, so you
I
guys
say
will.
we go full evil bandits now. We plan a heist of the Court of Shadows castle. I'm sure
Oh,
they
snap.
got some goodies.
I'm gonna open all of the taps, just let the water run out, and we're gonna be the wet bandits.
Shadows 11. Yeah, I see
Boo.
it happening.
So, as this day eventually comes to a close, you have realized that since this last encounter with this necromancer, Hannah is just feeling a little bit under the weather. The spells that were cast against her have left a little bit of a sour taste in her mouth. But after checking in with her, you realize that this is just the Shadowfell as a plane of despair seeping a little bit into her mind, but nothing that you guys haven't seen before, and you are not too worried that this will be a problem.
We've had it worse on the last trip.
Yep, indeed. It seems that now that you guys have risen in level and have understood this plane a little bit better, you guys are better equipped to battle the dark energies that this plane is trying to push into your mind.
DM, I have one question. Does he only want
Speak.
potions or also ingredients for potions?
For this guy, because he only has a magic shop, he's not really a herbalist or an alchemist, it will have to be potions. It will need to be things that he can easily turn into profit for himself.
How much is
Yeah.
an elixir of truth worth?
Good question. Internet, tell me. Elixir of truth. No? That's not what it's called? Is it potion of truth? Truth potion, there we go. Well, what do you know? 46 gold pieces.
Nice. Okay. In that case, I have 50 gold left over, and I'm also gonna buy the alchemy set, because that one was 50 gold.
Oh, right. As you talk to Quaylon about the alchemy set, he looks over to you and says, I'm afraid that one will not be for sale. To continue these scroll productions, I will need it myself to make sure that enough magical ink can be created for now.
Too bad.
Who knows, perhaps some other establishment here will sell you the same apparatus.
I don't want to drag this on too long, so can
No.
I find one or not?
Extended alchemical supplies are just a normal item. Like it's not magical or whatever. So after looking through the city, it doesn't take you too long to find something comparable in use. It's just a normal item that in every like medium-sized city, you should be able to find. Jesus, what's going on with my S's today?
Okay, cool. Awesome.
The Easter Bunny took my tongue. All right.
In that case, we are broke again.
Yeah.
But you guys are very well equipped. So, after all of this, this does take the better part of a day, with Allison transcribing the runes, you guys venturing forth and having a little bit of a shopping day. As evening falls, you return to your inn, the Raven's Nest, where you find the same Shadar-kai bartender at the ready to give you all a little bit of food. The party fund, please scratch 4 silver pieces for all 4 of you, as you guys do need to eat. And at that moment, on time, eventually the door to this very small inn opens up again, and your companion Zell walks in. The studded leather armor that he now wears, with the hood and cape from his previous robes still draped over it, the newly found blackened haired beard and hair black and half long a little bit to the back. He steps in and with like the slightest of smiles nods towards all of you and sits himself down next to you at the bar. He asks for a glass of simple mead, and as it is handed to him, he begins to converse once again. All right, so I have some good news and some bad news. The good news is that we will be able to use the magic of Lucasta Dreadheart, the Arcanist of the court, to transpose ourselves from this plane to the next. However, the magic itself is not as precise as we had hoped. It seems to, at first, anchor the people to the last place that they had visited on that plane. So for us, that would be the outskirts of Bromilia once again. And next to that, the imprecision of the spell can set us anywhere within a radius of 500 miles from that location.
This is terrible.
It is indeed.
So we can't really get to where we are right now on the other plane?
It could, if we were lucky. But it is a roll of the dice. Literally, because that's how we're gonna make sure.
In that case, I don't think it's going to be efficient. And I think it's going to be a lot better for us to just see if we can find a portal to the other side around this area.
Well, that is another way. There are some people within the court that at least have the power to open these sorts of portals, or rifts, if you will.
Yeah, but if we can find someone at the court who can help us with this, that would be great. If we are going to look for it ourselves for a portal, it wouldn't be easier to travel to the other plane and then just find our way back?
To plane shift us is the casting of a simple spell that uses up a little bit of power of Lucasta, but he regains it with a well-rested night. To create a portal would be a much grander endeavor, and as such, would cost monetary funds.
Yeah, we don't have that anymore.
Then we shall see where we land. If it is close to our wagon, then we shall use that. If not, our feet have brought us many places before.
Well, I did some creative thinking.
They will once more.
I took the liberty to do some creative thinking, and you spoke to me of this individual between in the Mages Guild. This tiefling woman. What was her name again?
Laura.
Yeah, Laura.
I still possess the magic to send pieces of information, even across the plains, I believe. So I could send her some information and ask if the guild has any means of returning you to their midst to conclude this assignment that you carried for her.
That's actually very smart. All right, let's ask her.
Good man.
Very well. Next to that, do you think how is your standing with this guild, the Cerulean Circle? Are you associates? Can we ask it for the same boons that the Crescent King is offering us?
As in, what boons?
As in, can we ask them to teleport us to certain locations?
In general, we can certainly try, especially given that we have an artifact that they want, and the quicker that they receive it, the faster they can get to work on it. So there is a boon in that for them. I think that would be the most solid argument that we can provide right now.
I think they are driven by greed. So they will come. Please,
Very well.
Try. Make us happy. You're a good man.
You do realize that you are in the Shadowfell and that happiness drains as quickly from... Never mind. He puts his hand up in the sky and he scratches into the air some arcane symbols that begin to light up in this beautiful silver color. The magic that he wields from his king, the Crescent King, is one of darkness, of dim light, and of the moon. And it is clearly shown in the way that he casts his spells. Now that he's turned into a werewolf, you realize that he doesn't carry a staff with him anymore. He only has a very nicely made medallion of the Crescent King, which is basically just this large crescent moon, which is probably not made of silver because he is a werewolf. That would fuck him up. But
we gave him a staff. What did he do with it?
Let's not talk about that staff anymore because it was a little bit unclear what the fuck actually happened.
but yeah, it counts as we sold it.
Cool.
It's not here anymore, is the answer to that question, because
we lost it.
neither the game master nor the players know what we actually decided to do with the thing. But he scratches a couple of symbols in the air, and as he mutters a couple of words that you don't really seem to hear as they are part of the message spell, he bamps it out and says, "All right." She has responded. She didn't react too badly on us asking for more teleportation. If we would find ourselves in a desolate place, it seems that the artifact that you have with you will allow them to teleport themselves to us and then take us back to one of their headquarters.
Great.
Ha! Yes!
Cool.
Good. Then let us go. I tire of this place.
Very well. Is there any last business that you wish to attend to before we leave the Court of Shadows?
I need to get my coffin.
That is a very good idea. I have no idea what happens if your coffin is on another plane of existence and you lose your physical form.
So let's not test that out.
So Rakal goes into, while you all prepare, Rakal goes and grabs the coffin and transports it on his shoulders.
No.
As he walks out of the tavern, he screams,
Your place sucks!
Your money does too. As the Shutterkai bartender flips you the bird with a small grin on his face, as you can see.
Well, Iroh would pack some food for on the way, but
We're broke.
food in Shadowfell isn't that interesting. So.
It's very bland. Like all the life and flavor is drained from all of that stuff.
yeah, and
It
I kind
sucks.
of burnt that bridge just now, sorry.
So Allison didn't tell this to the other people, but I have 10 gold left. So if we do if we do need something, then I have 10 gold.
Very well.
Nice.
All right.
Well, Iroh has something left.
Rakal sees no value in gold in game.
So, As the pack is traveling from this place, we go into a little bit of a traveling montage as you are led by Zell to the middle of the Court of Shadows once again, the Crescent Cathedral. And here you are led into one of the side chambers, this very extravagant room of silver and dark blue and purple motifs. Different bookshelves line different sides, very high up, different arcane apparatuses that you don't even realize what they are for. Some a little bit more of a necrotic nature, which you probably don't want to know what they're for, as this is one of the rooms that Lucasta Dreadheart, the court arcanist of the Court of Shadows, calls his home. You are led in here, and after a very, very short amount of pleasantries, all of you link hands with him. As for the plane shift spell, all of you need to be singing Kumbaya songs. But as all of you are holding your hands, he utters a couple of arcane words, and with like a slight smile, like a slight grin, he concludes the spell casting with "Safe travels," knowing that the spell itself is highly inaccurate and can basically put you anywhere on the map. So, for this, as the spell concludes, and all of you are thrust through the veil back to the material plane, all of you get a little bit nauseous and very, very disoriented as this happens. We are going to need 2 different rolls. Oh, Allison?
Can we please do this when it is nighttime in the elemental in the primordial plane?
Yes.
Okay.
You can. You had a full day of different kinds of preparations that you needed to do, and you wait a couple of hours more to have your dinner, and then after nightfall, you make sure that this spell is cast.
That's a very good point, because I would have totally forgot that, and we would just transport there in daytime.
You would have
just
been
burned to a crisp.
Ellison would have been like, ah! And Ira would have been like, oh, I knew we forgot something.
So, for this, I will need 2 different rolls. First up, I'm gonna need a D8 to realize which direction you guys are off target. No. We're gonna roll that in stream. So, Allison, if you please.
Fair enough.
Yes. I need to get the dice roller in the 4-player thing. So. Please have someone roll this now.
On the dice roll here.
All right. So then please, Grikal, go ahead and roll me a D8. Or wait, no, you can just roll it in chat.
Oh yeah, right. And that's 1d8.
Oh, not roll, just exclamation mark 1d8 should do the trick. Wouter said, with all of the
confidence,
certainty and confidence that he could muster.
Okay, I can roll D8. I can roll D8.
Oh, sweet. We filled up the timeout. Good job.
Oh my god, we're professionals.
Is it showing? No.
Oh, it's just like lose the 1. It's just D8. That's the command.
Okay. Why is it not working? Okay.
Okay.
Please roll it in the chat. Fuck.
Okay. I got this.
I got you. 8.
Oh, you roll an 8. All right. So that will mean starting with 1 at the top and then just going all of the different directions. 8 is to the northwest. So you will be a number of feet off to the northwest, and the plane shift spell states. Plane shift 1d20 times 25 miles off target. So Allison, if you would please roll us a d20 in the stream.
If it works.
If it works. No, it's not working.
For now, no. I can't get it to work.
Okay.
So
I typed it.
You typed it.
Yes.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not too bad. Too bad.
That's not too bad.
So with that, as the spell is concluded, all of you are thrust through the veil and then are bamfed. You all tumble through the foliage as you come to a stark halt. And then as you breathe in, you smell a very, very familiar smell of thick foliage, of dirt. And as you look around, you can see that you are still in the shades of these very large, overgrown hills, as you are still in the region known as the Cragged Hills. Although where you are exactly is very hard to tell at this moment.
Iro, Hannah, you hear that?
Oh, it's birds chirping.
No, not yet.
And he screams. It's nighttime. There are no birds chirping.
No, and as you do so, you can hear as from somewhere some trees that the birds called home now is vacant.
What did I hear chirp then? And I was just looking around like,
You look at Melo, and Melo goes,
Well, I mean, where's your bird been throughout all of this? Because
"Oh yeah, you have a bird familiar."
oh, she just traveled with us. of
Yeah,
course.
she just chilled out.
She's a very chill bird. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. All right, so I recall triumphantly gets up.
Zell does as well, and he says, "All right, I guess that is step 1 of this process. Then step 2, as he does once again send the message spell. This is my last one. I hope that it... All right. We have a little bit of time to kill, and then we should be picked up by
How long do
magical
we
means,
have?
it seems." She did not say. She just said, "Hold tight."
Let's keep to each other for now. Same position, so not just me or someone else will get transported, please.
Recall runs off into the bushes, and
Because what are you...
he goes into stealth, and he's gonna find the first deer, pig, something edible, and he's gonna sneak up on it, twist its neck around, and take it back.
All right,
That's
so
something I could do.
go ahead and make me a... let's start with a stealth check, because with your newfound magical item, you are better at stealth.
Yeah, so my armor, it looks at first glance like the same dull, refitted full plate armor he's had since the beginning. A makeshift compound of all kinds of different add-ons he's found throughout his adventures.
With spikes.
With spikes, bones. And although it has a new sense of cleanliness to it, with the ruin, of course, but as he moves into the shadow, there's this darkened shimmer just moving over it as it seems to almost turn black upon touching them.
Hell yeah.
And I'm gonna roll. It's gonna be
Yeah, you go do that. You go roll.
nice. 12 plus my newfound 13 is 25.
Very nice indeed. So with a total of 25, you crouch down and blend in with the shadows, and after a couple of short sounds, that's all that anybody can hear. At which moment, Zell, to at least make sure that you can find your way back, makes a couple of fast hand gestures, and a couple of globules of moonlight seem to apparate and illuminate the direct surroundings. As you then make your way, go ahead and make your survival check real quick.
Natural 19. Oh, this is going well. I hope there's no combat here today, because that was my good roll. 29.
As you stalk through the underbrush, the rest of the party is just sitting tight, as eventually all of them can hear as some large bird is swiftly finding its end, as you then come back dragging with you this large land bird with a beak of a creature that is to the side in the way of an axe. You have already heard that these sorts of birds, axe beaks, live in these regions, and while they might be a combat encounter for a low-level party, you, as mid to high at this moment, can easily, with one swift move, end its life and take it with you to have a little bit of a meal, perhaps, while you guys wait to be picked up.
So as Grakal approaches, he smiles as he comes out from the underbrush. Finally, we feast upon real food again. No more Shadowfell, foul taste. Krunau, Kalika, goddess of the moon. I sacrifice this kill, and he slices the creature's throat, spilling blood all over himself and his armor. I sacrifice this kill for you.
Arrow's like, yada, 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 let's get food. I am hungry, man.
And
And he
Allison is like,
crunches into the flesh.
at the blood, Allison's just looking like,
Allison, you disgust me.
He throws it down.
We feast together.
I
As
gotta
you
drink
say
his blood.
this, as you say this, Zell also says, "Don't mind if I do." As with that one sentence, his humanoid features turn into that of a black wolf, as he also howls at the moon, as his werewolf form also begins to dig in on the succulent meat that is in front of him.
And
However-
Henna and Iroh are just standing
No,
there.
Arrow's
Although-
just standing there looking at Hannah. Like,
Although, like he indulged himself for a moment, but you quickly realize that where Allison has this unstillable thirst for blood, he does not have those same problems. As after a couple of bites and after having a good time, he looks over to the other two party members, and just as quickly as he turned into a werewolf, he turns back into his humanoid form, completely like at ease, not losing anything to bloodlust. He wipes his chin and then gets out a knife and cuts out like a piece of meat, and then gets it to the side. For the both of you, I guess that this needs to be cooked, yes?
yeah, we do prefer that, yeah.
Understandably so. Hannah, if you would help me, you have some fire magic, right? Hannah, still infatuated with Zell, but also having a very, very weird feeling of him transforming right now, just pipes in, yes, of course. And together with her fire staff, you guys make a small campfire, roast the succulent ostrich meat of this bird, and Hannah and Iroh can also have a nice meal. So yeah.
Ostrich is lovely.
Mm-hmm.
So this would probably be two.
I once saw this video of someone cooking / baking an ostrich egg. And like as you're baking it, you break the top and it's like huge, right? And you kind of just spoon it out and eat it, and it's kind of like you're eating scrambled egg because there's so much.
Just scrambling it in the shell.
You put it on the campfire while you're kind of stirring it, and you eat, and it looked so good, man. It looked so
Oh,
good.
that sounds lovely.
That does
Max
sound
is
good.
just all disgusted though.
Man.
But that's fair. Yeah, I get it.
Easter. We're talking about eggs. Easter. Call back.
Yeah,
So, without much effort, you guys are just having a good time and realizing you didn't perceive this at first, but now that you are back on the material plane, there's like this load off your shoulders. At first you think it's just like the nice breeze in the evening, but you quickly begin to realize that living in the Shadowfell is just not a fun thing to do at all. It just fucks up your whole day. And being here, like the love and the happy feelings, they come so much easier, they come so much quicker. And knowing also that you guys are like decked out with new beautiful equipment, you feel good, you feel happy.
So
I don't really feel any change, do I?
No, you are still suck.
So
Welcome to be a vampire.
Gurkul does a thing at one point, where he's also just he's not quite capable of really consciously reflecting on what's happening here. So he's kind of manic in a sense, as he enjoys feasting, and he's cutting out this. He cuts out this piece of remaining meat, and he throws it up into the air as straight as he can. Just the straight throw as high up as is dragonbornly possible. And as it flies up, he does this dragon's breath after it. This straight line of 60 feet, just fire. Like 7 or 86 damage of fire as it just whooshes up.
And this owl that was trying to take this food got burned to her crisp, and we have other food.
There are 2 pieces of meat coming down.
Have you ever seen that clip of like a bird flying by that get hit by a baseball? There's nothing left. There's just feathers, and that's it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah, he opens his mouth, and as the trying to get the meat as it falls back, but it drops next to him. After which he still enjoys it.
And you have a bird.
Fair.
I'm looking. As this happens, as you throw it into the sky, Zell, from like a grounded position, also reaches out his hand, and he is going to go ahead and use his focus points to cast Moonbeam on the thing as well. So there's like this one pillar of fire from the mouth of Grakal, and then this other pillar of moonlight that the moon itself seemed to radiate, slashing down into the flames, and this beautiful like mixture of blue and red is like terrible for the meat.
So these
it's like charged with
there's this
crisp,
sun and this moon god looking at each other in the far cosmos, like
bumping
we
fists.
We give these fucking idiots powers, and they're gonna do this.
Like rummaging through their own holy scriptures, like, can we take this back? Can we stop this?
We regret this now.
But eventually, as you guys are having a good time, you hear this this warping sound. As from the distance, you're somewhere in the distance. As Zell looks up, I believe that might be our ride out of here. As
I
he
just yell, "Hello!"
hello, and during all of this takes a couple of minutes to find each other, because again, like the magic to teleport is not as precise as you would want it to be. But eventually, a figure steps through the foliage, and I need to get my notes, so I'm going to continue to talk while I am just looking for this one person. As a high elf wizard steps through the foliage. Old, black and gray hair, like salt and pepper, still very well kept, as wizards of his age often use some sort of cosmetics to well, look very good, and he is certainly no different. Half long, sleek, short beard, blue and dark green robes as he steps forward, and he waves with his hand as the foliage seems to part ways for his arcane magics. As you realize who this is Erodius Trenta, the wizard from a small town known as Quenya, where you first started this whole sidetrack of quests with the Cerulean Circle, and someone that could probably take you to the Cerulean Circle indeed. As he steps forward, he nods at all of you and says, "Well then, it has been quite some time since you first stepped foot in my tower. Oh, and he gets out the crafting goggles. After a long and tumultuous agreement, you have indeed earned these as well."
Thanks.
So Grakal smiles at him. Him, Allison, partially Zal are covered in blood and gore. And Grakal just...
Yes! I remember you. Yes, old man. Yes.
Seemingly already annoyed with the situation, he turns to Zell and says, "And you must be Zell, then." Reaches out his hand. "I am indeed. I understand that you are with the Cerulean Circle as well." "Partly, yes. I do have some work that I need to do for them, and it seems that this will be one of my assignments. I just wanted to say, I'm sorry to hear of the ongoing conflict between your people and the Sealy Court. While I have certainly done many favors for the Sealy Court, I wish to assure you that I do not subscribe to them in any way. But then again, I would like to stay neutral. I would just like to keep that out of the way as soon as possible. So I do not know where your roads will lead, but as You are seemingly traveling with him. I suspect that you are trying to align yourself with the Darklings. Am I correct?
We align ourselves with no one.
Yeah, we try to be a bit neutral.
They are trying to help us find a peaceful resolution to all of this. They will not take up arms against the Fae or my kind again. Very noble. But then, while these wilds are surely a beautiful place for camping, I believe that all of you would much rather... At that moment, he looks at you, Allison, and begins to realize something. Chooses not to engage and continues the conversation. I believe you would rather sleep indoors tonight.
Yeah.
Very well. You are to be expected in Dracena, so that is where I will take you. There you will find the one that eventually contracted you to get this artifact filled with the soul energy of a fallen wizard. Although I do not know if I will be ready at this hour, I suspect that you will find lodging there, and after that you will speak to him in the morning.
Is it possible to do it tonight? We kind of are in a hurry.
Right. Well, I guess that is business between you and the Cerulean Circle. I am but a humble traveler in all of this. I'm sorry, but are they aware of your current state?
They are.
Yeah.
It will be a problem, no?
Very well.
We have it under control.
We keep telling that idea, but also we did not want Addison to die. Difficult choice, but time to stop asking. Not your business, yes?
They do know, though.
The life of people searching power often have these difficult choices within them. I guess only time will tell which is the right one.
This is not for power, but this is my own business, not yours.
It's not for power, it's for
Well.
pleasure.
Well, can there even be blood running? Can I even get a boner? Is that a thing that I can get? I don't think I
Can
can.
vampires get boners?
Because there's no blood
I mean,
flowing through my
yeah,
No,
veins.
it's Twilight.
I think the answer no would be very upsetting to Twilight fans.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead with no.
I'm gonna go ahead with. I like to make sure that the world is in a way that my players like to enjoy it. So I will allow you to. God, what is this conversation?
Allison can have sex. That's basically what you're saying. Great.
As
Good to
Herodias,
know.
as Herodias turns and begins the incantation, all of you are once again jetted by the forces of magic towards a teleportation circle. As quickly as you got here, you were also jetted forward to another region. You had been in Dracena before, one of the larger cities here in the Cragged Hills, where the Cerulean Circle has an enclave. This is also the place where you made your dealings before and got, well, dragged into doing this side quest for them in the first place. The folding of space jettons you forward, and with one hard smack, you find yourselves in this room with a arcane circle drawn in the stonework below you, as lazulites, this stonework of blue with silver and specks of gold written throughout it, is used to create these teleportation circles, is built all around you. One small door leads further into the establishment of the Cerulean Circle, and as you all bamf into this place, the ever-burning torch around Grokal's neck lights up the room, but as soon as all of you enter it, it seems that some sort of basic enchantment also triggers, and a couple of globules of light appear to illuminate the area and make sure that you guys know where you need to go. Herodias opens the door, all of you enter, and you are once again in this building that is from the outside a very small building, but with the use of some magics, just as the TARDIS is a lot larger on the inside. The building is laid out that from the front door, you have one route around the main desk, going all the way to the back with different boardrooms and different offices, and also one teleportation circle room. And then to the left, there would be this large open space where a lot of clerks are just writing at different desks with like a large main office all the way to the back. So you step outward into this hallway and are immediately greeted by Violora Moran, the tiefling associate of the Cerulean Circle, which you know a lot better, as he steps forward and says, "All of you, that was a very speedy recovery of the soul that we requested." Alison?
Are people just teleported? That's a nauseating thing. Are there people puking around me right now?
You know what? After being plane shifted and then within like an hour being teleported, go ahead and all of you make a fortitude saving throw to see how it goes.
Also me, given that I kind of...
Like you're not immune to the second condition, are you?
That's...
I don't
sure.
think
And no, you're not, Allison.
But I... Okay.
You still have to drink blood. There's still like some sort of whatchamacallit. I lost my train of thought.
There's still some
Things are flowing through my body.
Yeah,
yeah.
but what do you call it? The
Yeah.
Digestion.
it has digestion. Thank you very much.
System.
Yeah, there's still some digestion going on all the time. All right, so Grikal, fortitude saving throw.
20. Wait, I rolled an 11, so that's 26.
26? Yeah, you're fine. You do have that one moment where you get a little bit hazy, like the very first onsets of fainting, but you quickly ready yourself and you're fine. Ira?
A 19.
19? Good enough. You step there and you do feel your stomach like a little bit, but you are okay.
There are some
Allison?
serious churning.
I cough up some blood, but I can kind of keep it together with a 16.
I'll roll for Hannah. 20. Natural
no.
20.
I already rolled, and she rolled a 4, so that's a 19.
Oh.
So she's also okay.
Can
So
I-
yeah, you guys do take a punch, but you're adventurers. You're level 8. You're good enough that you can at least deal with this accordingly.
I can re-drink blood.
You can re-drink blood. look, blood.
Oh no. No.
Make it even grosser as before. Well then, so I understand that the procurement of the soul was successful. Yes.
Yeah, that was actually pretty doable.
Very well. For now, we have some lodging here within the city for you. As
Philora, you are aware of my condition. Would we be able to do this tonight still?
go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
I'm wondering if Allison turned into a mist and we tried to capture the ghost at the same time. Was there a chance that we could capture Allison?
Okay, so you captured Allison, and Allison is now taken over by the ghost. That is what's going on right now. Okay, good. Yeah.
28.
28. The young tiefling sighs once again and says, I understand. Let me check real quick. He normally does like to work late on his own projects after the normal work hours are concluded. I will be back shortly.
Thank you.
She walks away,
Gracol
And-
kind of turns to Allison for a second, and he says, "Sorry, my tongue is like slightly swollen. Talking is weird."
Oh dear.
So he looks at Allison.
Have not seen her this submissive before. Scared.
I don't think she's scared. I think she's just not really... She doesn't really know how to react to this, mostly.
I think person she is going to get is... she is scared of.
Not... Don't think so? DM, is it her
Mhm.
boss that she's getting right now?
Go ahead and make a society check for me.
Not too high, 20?
20. From the tidbits of information that you got and your understanding of the Cerulean Circle is that as a Master Seeker, she is part of a branch of the organization that is set out to recover certain things that are then handed over to an entirely different branch. So as this is a quest that you did for the Cerulean Circle, she is the person that she would get. It should be somebody completely out of her hierarchy.
Nah, I don't think she's scared. Maybe just tired. Not sure.
Right. Very well. Then it seems that we are in luck. He is still working and very eager to ascertain the artifact. So, if you would follow me, please.
It will.
As all of you are led through a corridor to one of these offices, Herodias says his quick goodbyes as he doesn't really want to do any more work than he absolutely needs to in this place. One of the offices is opened up, and you enter a place where somebody is well at work. You know how you might find a programmer at a desk where like a lot of stuff is rummaging around. Perhaps it doesn't smell like all too fresh, but not like bad hygiene, but like a lot of books are left and scrolls and everything and some arcane reagents. There's this one large desk at the back, and bookcases line all the other sides, and like next to the desk is like this large stack of books, as well as this one individual is set behind it. As he looks up at you, he doesn't really have a lot of emotion on his face at the moment, but Violora introduces him as pack members. This is Master Analyst Jack. Master Analyst Isa Keran. Jack is fine. Master Analyst Jack, the person who wished for you to retrieve the soul.
Very well.
And that's where we'll go ahead and take a little break.
Cool.
Until half?
Yeah, till 9:30. We will
Cool.
take a short little break as the pack members are back at the material plane and continuing their travels to, check in everywhere, get all of the side quests ticked off, get all of the rewards, get all the shopping done, and then adventure is to be had, my friends.
I'm actually pretty happy about this because I was getting tired of the Shadowfell. You know, not the area per se, but just its depressing AF people.
Well, you guys said that you wanted to go to the the desert, right? So I already bought desert dice.
Nice.
So
Oh,
I'm
love
prepared.
it.
I'm
Love
prepared.
it.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay,
Okay,
we'll
so
see you guys at
thank you guys so
15.
much for watching. We'll be back in 15 minutes at 9:30 to continue
soon.
all of this nonsense.
Bye-bye.
See you guys soon. Bye. And we are back. So, without further ado, let us continue the marvelous misadventures of the pack. Last we left off, our heroes were traveling back from the Shadowfell to the material plane to undergo a series of quests, if you will. First of which is what they are conducting right. Well, let's start with the other ones. On the one hand, the long-term goal will be to find a way for the Darklings to walk into the light with some sort of new magic to rid them from their curse. But before our heroes will go searching for that, our heroes will first go searching for Iroh's friend Dagwood, who should be somewhere in sort of the vicinity of where they are now. But before that, our heroes will conclude their quest right here, at the Cerulean Circle, a guild of mages that have tasked the pack to retrieve a spoopy ghost, or the soul of a strong wizard, for, well, whatever research the Cerulean Circle deems necessary. And as the pack has just ascertained this soul in a small little soul cage device, by their associate Violora, the pack is now led towards their quest giver, Master Analyst Jack, who seemingly carries a way more difficult to pronounce name, but who is just okay with being called Jack. As you enter his abode, his research station, which is very cluttered in a sort of Einstein way, you gaze across the loaded desk in the face of a high elf. A little bit whitish skin, very pale, probably because he lives indoors so much. Dark blonde, semi-long hair that drapes down to the back. Nothing fancy done with it to keep it in any pleasing way. Average human height, somewhere between like 170, 180. Although he doesn't really have the structure to support that length, as he's rather thin and weak, and even now behind the desk you can see that he slouches over a little bit. Simple robes that he is dressed in also hang a little bit loose as a lab coat over his normal clothing, as he was seemingly busy with some sort of writing work as he gazes in all of your eyes. Yes. The pack?
Correct.
Yeah.
Aro, can you give the thing?
Oh, yeah. I hand it over.
Gazes in it with these piercing eyes that he always keeps open a little bit too wide for comfort. But sit down. Thank you.
Are we done?
He looks a little bit with all of you with intent. Yes, I think we're done.
All right. In that case, we're good, right?
Gaze a little bit longer at you, Allison.
Is it so easy to notice?
Not particularly. Not because you also are wearing like the clandestine cloak to hide your features a little bit. But nonetheless, Jack is gazing very purposefully towards you. Who are you?
I'm Alison Artano. 3 Broken Owls. Why are you asking?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean
No worries. Is there anything I can help you with?
Violora.
Alison is a vampire.
Violora,
It is what you're thinking, yes?
What? No. That's not the point. Violora, are these your party? Well, perhaps. Yes. Yes, I believe so. I believe that now that this assignment has been concluded, I will take my charge as Master Seeker, and the pack will be one of the adventuring groups that I will contact for freelance work now and again. Good. You said you were from the 3 Broken Isles.
Yeah, I look at him curiously as well. Like, is he looking at something specific or just in my eyes?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
38.
Nice. As you take a moment to gaze at him, there are two things that you realize. His appearance is a little bit off for high elves. And secondly, although these words do not really exist in the world, as psychological analysis is a far ways off, it seems that this man does belong somewhere on the autistic spectrum, and as such, he not as much seems to look at you as he seemed to gaze through you in a little bit of an unsettling way. So he did it also with like the other members of the party. He like stared at everybody as a sort of robot scanning them, not too subtly sizing everybody up and seeing what he's dealing with, but somehow he seems to have a lot of interest in you.
Yes, I am from the Three Broken Isles. Why?
Did something happen?
Depends. What are you referring to?
He begins to doubt a little bit.
You can ask me. It's okay.
Go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
Rolling high. Natural 18 for 35.
A lot of my work has gone into souls. Did something happen to yours?
That's something that I'm trying to figure out. Yes. What can you see?
I'm not sure yet.
Would you mind discussing this with me?
Not now. I have things to do. And you see that he grabs inside his pocket and gets out two of these small gemstones that he begins to like rummage through his hands and fidgeting with it a little bit as he hunches over a little bit further. He says, not now. This is I have to work. I have to work for now. I said too much.
I am very interested to talk with you about this. It seems to pique your interest, and you would be at surface for me a lot. I would very much appreciate knowing what you know about souls.
You are not focused on this, so you give him no answers.
I hold out my hand towards Grakal just to try and keep him to shut up.
For now, I have to work. But for Elora, I might ask for them again. Very well. I believe that if the Cerulean Circle would ask of their aid for proper compensation, the pack would be open for more participation, yes?
Yes. You know my name. You know my appearance. If you ever want to talk, send me a sending.
And otherwise, we have also means for you to come in contact with them again, Jack, if you would so please. Yes, quite. And this awkward silence continues.
I would love to talk to you someday, Jack, if that's okay. I'll not push my boundaries right now. I'll leave you to your work. But someday I'd like to talk, okay?
For now I have to work. I have to research. I have to work.
Good. Good luck. I look at Phylora. Shall we?
Yes, let's. As all of you leave the room, he gazes back. She gazes back and just closes the door and says, "Well, then he's never been quite as talkative as this before, so I guess that's a first."
Interesting person.
Yes. Doing a lot of research for the Cerulean Circle, but also has a great deal of own time that he uses on his own projects. We have a sort of arrangement with Jack that he undergoes a lot of his research for us, and in return he has the means and supplies to conduct his own research using our facilities.
Is there a way that we would be able to get some of his research onto souls, perhaps?
That is a entirely different question. Right now, as he is part of the analysis department, it is still a ways away. The distribution department would first have to conduct their own research on it, produce some things that are, sellable. And then after that, we can see to that you might ascertain some of these, whatever it is at that point. But
it might be able to save my life.
Yes. If you don't mind me asking, what was this all about souls?
The reason that I have this appearance right now is because I believe my soul is, not have any other words for it, fucked and split. I have some kind of connection with another being, and it is tearing my soul apart. Given that, I decided to make sure that my soul couldn't leave this plane by taking on this shape. But this is not something that I just want to have, and I feel like Jack's research might be able to help me.
So that is what drove you to do this. I see. Well, it seemed that Jack saw some interest in you, but closed up rather quickly afterward. I guess he's a little bit skittish even at this moment, but I'll see what I can do to see if work from his hands falls into yours once again. Perhaps if he can see that there are some other trustworthy moments, a conversation could be had.
Thank you.
All in all, a rather good first impression, I assume.
We were rather quick.
Yes, but again, he spoke more than normal. Anyway, thank you. I understood that the soul that you captured was able to cast spells of the 5th sphere of influence, correct?
Yes,
Alright.
This is the first ghost that we found with those capabilities, and we had other things on our mind as well, so we couldn't continue our search.
Understandable. Nevertheless, you captured the spirit in almost record time. Within a week, I believe, everything was here and accounted for, so that will give you some merit within the guild. Then, although it is not official as of this moment, I will be able to call myself a Master Seeker, and as such, I would very much like to thank you all for your help in all of this.
Same, you've helped us too.
Recall, Iroh, Hannah, all of you as well, of course.
You're welcome, Violora. But
What can...
your guild still has to prove that they are driven by good, not greed. We shall see.
This is but the first step of many, Grikal. I have my whole career ahead of me, and if it was up to me, then by the time that that I stand at the head of the recovery department, then the Cerulean Circle will be something all of us can be even prouder of. Now then, as you are officially now associated with a Master Seeker of the Cerulean Circle, we can perhaps discuss some other things. I understood by the words of Zal that you need more means of transportation. Is this
Yes, that's definitely correct. So if, by any chance, just specifically at the locations that we wanted to go, we could also do something for the guild, would we be able to travel?
My thoughts exactly. Let's see if we can align our goals once again. Iroh, I believe that it was you who wishing the party to go somewhere. What is the final destination at this time?
Yeah, we need to go to. And I'm gonna be very honest here. I don't have my notes, so I totally forgot one. I don't know the name. I have it written down. I forgot my notes. It was somewhere.
Dagsville.
It's at the tip
I'm just
of my
gonna-
tongue.
Dagwood.
I'm just gonna let him sweat for a couple of seconds longer. Just gonna like.
We need to go where Dagwood is, man. And Dagwood, where are you, man?
I believe
Dagwood,
that.
I forgot.
Fuck, where is he? No, I believe that the village that you are searching for is a small town known as Riverclear.
Yes.
In the outskirts of the Archwoods.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well. I believe that is very close to an area known as the Blackened Blights as well. Have you heard of it?
Have I?
No.
Go ahead and make nature checks, the both of you.
Yeah, something about rangers who don't like the Empire, blah blah blah.
Well, that's
That's Archwoods in general.
not as much the Archwoods is bless you.
Sorry.
Is like the OG temperate forest. It is the oldest woodlands on like the middle part of the map. That's why it's called the Archwoods, and within it still live people that are surmised as the old Ranger kingdoms, as they are humans that have lived in balance with nature for a very, very long time, but do not align themselves with the fake creatures of the Sealy courts that you have found. They seem to have some predicament between themselves. However, what is the nature check, Allison and Ira?
Nature.
I only have 18.
18?
Also an 18.
18. All right. You don't know a lot about it, but you do know that there's also an area that is basically just corrupted forest lands, which is called the Blackened Blights. A large area, approximately like 50 by 20 miles, which is just completely corrupted by some sort of foul magic. It is a titular blight of some sort of magic corruption on the lands, and it is being kept in check by, well, the people of the world, but is still a very magical and probably very interesting place to go to. If you all are going to travel through Riverclear, then perhaps we can arrange some sort of deal with entering the Blackened Blights and doing some research for us there. There are certain areas of the Blackened Blights that might be a little bit more or less inhospitable. Would you travel through the very dense area to the heart of it? I would not send you there if it were the last thing I do, because that will most surely mean your death. However, to the south of Riverclear, there's one small outcropping of the Blackened Blights, no more than 5 to 10 miles across, a pustule, if you will, of this same magic. I believe that if we were to send you there, then the, let's call it, power level of the corruption should be something that you could deal with. Let me see if I can write up some assignment for you to enter this area and gather some samples for us. We don't have any specifics at this moment, but perhaps a global reconnaissance mission can quickly get some approval from the Cerulean Circle. Would this be something that you were up for?
Depends. Would it also provide any other rewards next to just being able to travel?
Of course. Follow me, please. As Hannah now also very enthusiastically follows all of you as like corrupted forest. Fuck yeah, count me in, bitch. She enters one of her offices and gets a lot of paperwork out as she begins to write a normal agreement as she done before with the Cerulean Circle as well, as she begins to speak. So, the way that this is set up is in a way of ascertaining the value of whatever the thing is that you could muster to bring back. Normally we scale all the different items, reagents, on a scale from 1 to 20. And in this same manner, we could eventually ascertain the value and the worth and the power level of the things that you bring back from this place. The contract I would set up for you is one that is bound to these prices. So, for example, just get it out of the way.
Poor Wouter, making all these tables that we won't remember anyway.
No, using all these tables. So, let me just... Is this the right one? Yada, yada, yada.
So basically, we're gonna have a quest where we have to pick up flowers. This sounds more and more like a general MMO here.
Or whatever other things that you could find. The Black and Blights are a pristine research ground, and we still know very little of the magics that are at place here. And if we could study them further, well, then we could perhaps make sure that they do not fall into the wrong hands. As we will use the same, if you will, information that we normally use with formulae, we will use the price indications for that as well. So, for example, for a item that you would bring back of a 5th level, that would ascertain 8 gold pieces in worth to be transferred to you upon its delivery to us. However, if you could get your hands on something more higher level, samples of 10th level would go as much as 50 gold pieces. And again, the more samples that you can find, the better.
So in return for seeking samples, as you call them, you will give us a quick way to get there.
If we could at least establish a baseline that you would at least, let's say for the casting of this spell, we would turn into, yes. Let's say if I could put down a baseline that you would at least bring back samples up to a worth of 300 gold pieces, that would be an endeavor worth of sending you there via a teleportation spell.
Would
this be
2 beasts and a wagon? There will come 2?
Oh, for God's sake, you left it in Bromilia, haven't you?
If it can come with us, we can just go there without it for now. But at some point, we're gonna have to get it.
This is not Vermilia.
No.
No, you're in a different city entirely. God damn it. In that case, I guess we need to transport 2 different groups to the location. Then I guess
310 gold of reagents. Yes?
it seems that while the language barrier is growing thinner and thinner, the barrier of math is still very much in place. I could probably set a baseline for 500 gold pieces, 450 at the least, but this will be a rather large quest then, and you would have to find some things of real value if you would wish to get this quota.
For now, I believe without the wagon will do. Is that something that we can work to?
Wait, no, but the thing is, we have to travel back from there somewhere again. So we're gonna have to collect that shit, that wagon, at some point. I feel like if we don't do it now, it's gonna be a major detour.
The wagon will come in handy, indeed.
Yeah.
And also for my coffin, etc., it might be useful.
Yeah, I think this is good. You know, we keep rotational watch. Do you have dark vision now?
I believe so.
Okay,
You
let's
do.
assume yes. Okay. So you know, we just keep normal watch rotation. We have Zell to do so too because, well, he's stuck with us for now. And in the meantime, at nighttime, you go out and do like your herbalist shit. So we make a little circle through the area. Every night we rest, set up camp during the day. We also hunt for flowers and shit. You can just like categorize that at night. I don't know. Like Gurkal will just pluck up everything with roots, you know? It's gonna devastate the area. And at night you go out and do the actual work. I see this working perfectly. I see no flaws in this plan.
Another less beneficial factor that we could put forward for all of you is that while not establishing a baseline of what you would have to deliver, you could offer a piece of your reward as collateral. So, for example, we could still put the baseline at 300 gold pieces in worth, but the first 100 you would not get paid. Instead, you would have the spellcasting services of the Cerulean Circle to transport the carriage there.
Sure, I think that's better. We'll just
Gurkal
work
looks at
for
Iroh.
our teleportation.
Gurkal looks at Iroh in confusion.
I did not understand that.
Yeah, it's some technical mumbo jumbo, you know.
You'll have to pay to teleport your cart there.
Ah,
But at the end, so it's kind of in favor for us right now.
whatever is the quickest, yes?
That's
We
it.
must be swift.
Yeah.
Dagwood awaits. And
Yeah.
so does our destiny.
Right. So, Violor begins to write up the new agreement that you guys will venture forth into the small outcrop of the Black and Blights in the to the south of Riverwood, which is about a day's travel if my map memory suits me. You will have to deliver at least 300 gold pieces worth of samples, and in return, you will be paid out that amount minus 100 gold pieces, and you and your carriage have a one-way ticket to at least the vicinity of River Clean.
So if we were to find more, we would get paid more?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like they need to establish a baseline that
Makes it worth for them.
Yeah, makes it worth their while to teleport you there.
Cool.
Like to just put in a little bit of effort of a teleportation spell to then only get back like a gold piece worth of research material is in the official terms of the agreement bullshit. So they don't like that.
Cool. I guess we do that.
All right. Very well. Then, is this all that you guys wish to do here while you hand in your quest?
Yeah, we're fucking broke.
Yeah. Well, you're checking off all the boxes and getting stuff done this session.
Aside
You need
from
to
being
work.
broke, I feel like the pack understands that we have a bit of a, like, not a deadline, but there is a rush to this. We need to do as much as we can in as little time as possible. So I feel like as soon as they're okay with it, teleport us away, baby.
However, right now, it is like around 9-10 in the evening. People are asleep, and eventually you guys will also have to rest. So what's the idea here? Will you guys just go ahead and pull night shifts, like from now until the foreseeable future, or?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what we will do is what our plan was. Is it's going to be a bit of a lonely existence for now for Allison, but it is the best way. Is that we travel by day while Allison sleeps in his coffin in the coach. And Gricol will walk beside the coach. Hannah will probably
Ride it.
Take shifts with Iro to take the steer. Zell will be in the coach as well. And we're just going to make our way wherever we want to. And at night, Allison will either keep watch, or while we're in that region, he will do his
Gather
alchemy
material.
thing while we just have rotational watch.
Right.
Was that clear? That was like a big...
Yeah. All right. Well, the nice thing about this teleportation is that while at first they dispatch someone of the Cerulean Circle that is nearby to teleport your drawn carriage over to Dracaena, then as all of you gather... okay, so you will lose a day, basically. Because right now they are not going to be able to teleport your carriage here. So you just have a day in Dracaena where you can just chill out and do whatever. Make sure that you are very much in tune with the material plane again, because they will take some time. But after a day, they can teleport the wagon here. And then at the end of the next day, you guys can get teleported all the way to the vicinity of Riverclear. Now, because you guys are only traveling about 600 miles, that would mean that you are only 6 miles off target. So, as all of you are gathered in like the early evening, where the sun has just set and Allison can now make his way over to the outside world, you guys step towards the Grand Wizard of the Cerulean Circle that will transport you across the plane. And as the teleportation circle once again bamps you away, all of you, once again, a little bit nauseous, emerge in this new landscape before you. You realize that you are in the middle of beautiful rolling fields. You can feel a beautiful breeze come over, and the very, very tall grass that surrounds all of you washes and waves as waves in the ocean itself. As the horse-drawn carriage is also a little bit panicked by all this, like, as teleportation isn't really something that horses do a lot, and these horses now have done it twice in 2 days. Like, what the fuck? And as you look around, you see a couple of singular trees on these roaring fields, and in the distance, just a beautiful night sky that slowly turns from light blue to darker and darker blue as the evening is falling. And that is all you see, and you are left to your own devices. What do you do?
So we're gonna have to establish our location first. So I suggest Hannah and Gricol go out into opposite directions until either of us finds a road or nothing within an hour.
I could also turn into my avian form and just fly up and look if I can see anything there.
Yes.
You're muted.
Much
Maxine.
better plan.
Iro, you are muted.
Better.
There we go.
I say already on it, and I let Lenore to a scouting route overhead.
Very well.
Yeah.
As it quickly becomes darker and darker in this open field, Zell again illuminates the area with some dancing lights, together with the ever-burning torch of Gricol. You guys are at the ready, and as Lenore flies off, eventually she flies back to your shoulder and then begins to pack to the southwest direction. There we go.
Cool. We have to go southwest then.
All right. And without much trouble, you quickly find one large road that is stretching out over the fields further to the north and further to the south.
Now, we must decide which road to take. Hannah, Iro, Ellison, tell.
How high can Lenore fly and how far can she see? Because it was only about 6 miles from the village. So if we fly up high enough, we should be able to see some smoke or whatever from a village.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Allison, with your superior dark vision as a vampire.
34.
34. As you ask yourself this question, you begin to scan the horizon, and it quickly becomes clear that to the north you see just the slightest of glows. Have you seen that one movie with Vin Diesel, with Riddick?
Fast and the Furious?
No,
No,
never mind.
I'm not sure what
Never
you're
mind.
talking
Riddick
about.
Chronicles of Riddick, Pitch
Black. Pitch Black. That's
yeah.
the one where and as a guy with dark vision in that movie, he can eventually see past the horizon, and you can just see faintly a glow, a little bit of infrared light, if you will. And with your dark vision, you scan the horizon, you can indeed see that the darkness over there is just a little less dark, which makes sense.
Guys, I know where to go. We go north.
All right. As you guys hop in the carriage and make your way to the area, you begin to realize that you guys are in this beautiful plains landscape, but eventually, you can also see to your left that just a little bit in the distance, a very, very large river is flowing beside you. The river that Riverclear is assumedly built upon. And as all of you travel further and further, the night now slowly falling, after about 1 hour of travel, I'd say, with the carriage, you find yourself on the top of a small hill. And as you peer to the north, a lot of you probably can't really see it. Well, not the details, but all of you could see at least all of the small little torchlights, as this small little town is built around one beachhead in the river, where the river turns from the northeast to the south. It curves over, and in that one little bend, there is a lowered area where seemingly the entire village is built in. Not too large, probably enough housing for 2,000 or 3,000 people, a large village at the most. And it seems to be all centered around the focal point of the beach itself, where right now you can also see that those are the places where the largest bits of fire are coming from, as seemingly there are a couple of large beachfront campfires that are lit, and as the shadows are dancing in them, it seems that there are some people over there, socializing or having some sort of an event in this evening in early autumn.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, we approach, and
It seems we have found people. Iro, tell us what you know of this Dagwood. What must we seek? He is small like you, yes?
Yeah. So Dagwood is a gnome. For the rest, he kind of looks like me. He's also a monk. He has purple hair, and he is very talented, like me.
okay. So could you remind me? He was killing what again? That people didn't like.
He was kind of looking to kill a unicorn. Yeah.
Okay.
What is a unicorn?
A horse
And
with
why
a horn.
does he want to kill?
I don't really know why he wants to kill a unicorn. It's very strange to me, to be honest. So we kind of have to ask him why.
If we find a unicorn, and we find Dagwood, and we have to choose which one to kill.
The unicorn.
Okay.
Yeah. very easy. However, even though finding deckwood is pretty hard, I think finding a unicorn is even harder.
I don't know a lot about unicorns, but what I do know is that they are considered pretty good creatures. So I preferably would leave one alone and not kill it, as I would preferably remain good myself.
Yeah, that is a very good point. However, I'm not killing deckwood. So, if one has to die, it will be the unicorn, but preferably neither.
Zell steps
I
in the
love
middle.
how we're discussing this hypothetical.
Yeah, Zell steps in the middle and he says, like, look, I do not know what this is all about, but while me and my people were fighting other people, you decided to not take the killing route. Let's assume that we can at least find a peaceful resolution.
Yeah, that does sound like a good plan.
Then let's kill no one for once.
We can also just kill everybody and be done with it.
We could also just get into town, ask people if they saw a gnome that was looking to hunt a unicorn. Shall we?
And kill all of them?
No.
I kid.
I should go for the fire.
And Gurkal starts walking off towards the beachfront?
Yeah.
Or a lake?
Yeah, like it's a very large river, and where this village is built is at one of those points where the river turns, and there's like this one bend in the river where there's like this very large beachfront, and because of that, because the water is also very shallow, as you get closer to it, you begin to notice that here the water is also very peaceful and capable of you can just walk into it for a very, very long time, until eventually, as it gets deeper and deeper on the far bank, there it becomes a lot more heavier flow. So as this is a little bit easier to get like your small boats and have some fun and go for some fishing, like just standing there and just like stabbing things into the water, this is one of the places that the village was built from. As you guys jump back on the wagon and or still be seated at the wagon and continue your travels, the horses slowly begin to move forward, and as you make your way down this one hillside, a couple of lonely trees still dotting the landscape, you make your way into the village, where you can see that most of the housing here is a little bit of the same that you saw before, of simple plasterwork and wood. But as you get closer and closer to the beachfront itself, you begin to realize that a lot of the buildings themselves are also set upon poles to make sure that the buildings don't like sink in or rot away due to the water that might be soaking in now and again. And the simple stone walkways that you find yourselves on give the idea that as you get closer to the beachfront, during like rain seasons, the height of the water might change so drastically that certain places are just completely underwater. However, there is another thing that catches your attention, Gurkal, as you get closer. Namely that as you guys enter this village and a couple of people are gazing at you with a little bit of like just questioning eyes, not inhospitable or anything, you begin to realize what kind of sound you hear from the beachfront. Oh wait, that's not the right one. I fucked it up. I needed this one. There we go. As recall, it has been a long time, but these are the drums of your people.
Ooh. So, okay, Gurkal accelerates. Wouter, you've been fed. Gurkal accelerates, and without real... without any sort of warning to the rest of the pack, like Gurkal doesn't sit on the wagon. It's not really comfortable for him. So he prefers to sleep on the roof while the sun is shining down on him. But for now, he's walking beside him. He just accelerates without warning, just kind of jogging in his heavy armor towards the beach.
Gricol? Gricol!
Come!
I hear him laughing, so I guess I just shrug to the other people and we start riding the carriage towards the beach.
All right. Recall. As you make your way to the beachfront, you see what all the fuss is about. There is a group of 3 dragonborn that have rode into town seemingly before you. You can see this very large, very heavy tribal cart standing there. It's just a square made of wood with large wooden beams that hold these 4 wheels. And then at the top, there are 4 very large bones, ribs that jetten outward and that are used as attachments for where this red leather is draped over it. And at the front of it, there is this one large dinosaur skull embedded in it. Very extravagant, very tribal, and seemingly made by your people, although even you must admit that it seems a little bit over the top. There are also, in front of it, one of the Dragonborn, another red Dragonborn with colored spikes, just as yourself, is drumming on this large set of multiple drums and roaring with it to give this entire show, as the other 2 Dragonborn are jousting at each other. They are atop creatures that you have not seen in a long time, and Allison, Iroh, you have never seen before. They seem as a cross between a stag beetle and a velociraptor, with a carapaced armor and the proboscis of an insect, but very long hind legs and very short front legs. That these 2 Dragonborn warriors use as mounts, as they both have these bone-made spears or lances at their hand as they joust at each other on the beat of the music that one of their companions is playing, and they clash there and give out this beautiful display of Dragonborn might. The other 2 are a black and blue Dragonborn warrior. The one on the side is another male, the black one, and the blue one is a female Dragonborn of beautiful stature that is larger than the 2 male ones. And as she is shouting the hardest over all of this music, you get the idea that she might be the leader of this trio. As the rest of you also make your way, you can see that there are a couple of large bonfires at the beach as the rest of the village is gathered around this traveling group, if you will, as all of the people are here having a grand old time, it seems. And as all of you come together once again, you also begin to hear the different noises coming from this large cart. And as you gaze inward, you can see a mixture of all kinds of exotic animals being held there in different cages and such.
So, yeah, I mean, Recall is ecstatic. He hasn't seen...
Oh, excuse me.
No, please.
Perhaps the most important part that I forgot is that while these 2 velocibeetles seem to be the ones that are mounted, it is not those beasts that are the beast of burden, as there is one large beast just hulking to the side and like lazily opening his eyes now and again as it gazes forward. A beast of large size with a large thick tail, brown with skin made of very, very coarse hairs covering it completely, a naked face where this pushed down nose is gazing forward as his large tongue just seems to lick up different things.
It's like an anteater.
Well, Charlie knows what this is.
Yes, I do, but I don't really remember quite the name that I had made up for it.
You made this creature.
Very long time ago.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely I did. I drew it and shit.
Hell yeah.
Wait. I got this.
I'm very
don't
intrigued
got this.
now.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I found
do
the
you-
picture even, and it's called the Gilak.
The
There we
Gilak.
go. It's a Gilak. And it's spelled like Goiliak, but you pronounce it as a Gilak. And
Alright.
it is terrifyingly dumb looking.
If you could send it over a Discord, then people have a reason to show up at our Discord.
Yeah.
It's fair. I'll post it in Discord. That is a good idea. There we go.
Awesome.
Blam.
I see a beautiful dog of Ape, but I don't think that's the Gilak. There it is. This, like, mole anteater creature is standing there before you, and he's just lazily with his large claws retracted, just lying there at the beach, having a chill time as his masters are riding around and giving a show. Gricol, you are the first to lay eyes upon all of this beautiful stuffs. What would you like to do?
All right, so I assume that these Dragonborn aren't really wearing anything, or
They are wearing some tribal ceremonial pieces. It seems that, the woman, for example, is wearing this one small dino skull as a pauldron that is also used as a connection point for her loincloth that is draped across her chest and forms a small skirt. And next to that, she has some knee guards made of multiple dinosaur bones and some bracers from dinosaur bones as well. The other one seems to be draped in sort of similar armor, him with both pauldrons being encased in dinosaur skulls and also wearing like this tribal vest of bone after bone after bone, giving him some protection. But again, mostly ritualistic, as the colors that these clothing pieces are painted in are these vagrant warrior colors that you yourself know very well.
Imagine
Right.
just turning your head to the side and just impaling yourself with a skull of a beast. Like,
It's grounded down a little bit. Come on. It's not that bad. So.
Alright, so Gurkal approaches and speaks in his native tongue. Screams more like, as he eventually paces down his jog into a more confident, almost dominant walk.
The crowd quickly makes way to give you a wide berth as this large dragonborn is seemingly joining the other ones.
Yeah. And he screams in his native tongue. 8 dragons of the sky greet you. They've guided me to you. It must be no fortune or luck, but the will of the gods that we have found each other. I'm Grikal, Avatar of Kurunau.
As you speak these words, you roar them out in your dragonborn might. It seems that the one red dragonborn playing the drums seems to take notice and stops his spiel for a moment, at which moment the black dragonborn, also seemingly distracted by your roar, is distracted just enough for the leader, the blue woman, to jetten forth her lance and push a little bit harder as her adversary tumbles from his velociraptor beetle to the ground. Poof, a soft thud in the sand, at which moment she leaves out a roar. Takes her lance, stabs it into the ground, and answers your cry. A follower of Kurunau in our midst. We are truly blessed this evening. And then she switches over to the common tongue as she speaks to the rest of the gathering around her. It seems that we have another guest in our midst. But this will be all of the demonstration that my people have to offer. Bards, take over. Eat hearty, drink. And if you wish to purchase the might of the South, speak to us. We will be here. as she also steps off her mount. And let's see, there we go. The music takes up seemingly some other entertainment already standing at the ready to take over after all of this. And the rest of the crowd begin to socialize a little bit as they begin to talk about, wow, there was really something. As the large dragonborn woman walks over to you, Grukal, and pulls out her hand to grasp you.
Yes. I'm Grukal. Grukal Unique.
Greetings,
What is
Grukal.
your name?
I am Feroza. Me and my brethren Kozal and Kavalruk traveled these lands as merchants. Our caravan carries the name of Southern Might. And now she gazes over your shoulder. She's taller than you.
Nice.
And she gazes past all of you to now see another cart also run aground at the beach as the rest of the party members are now also here. And it seems you have a little caravan of your own.
Yes. I am of the pack. We are hunters. Born from circumstance and fate. Not by blood, but as close as any lineage would make us.
Did you say that
But,
in common or in Draconic? Because
In
lineage
Draconic.
is a
Yeah, this is
difficult word.
Draconic.
Yeah.
But thou is far this evening. While there is darkness around us, I can feel the light of Kuranau shine upon us, as we, and she grasps your shoulder, are allowed to meet a brother far from home. Drink with us. Bring your companions as well.
Yes, you have drinks? Because we do not.
We have distilled from the best jungle fruits the mead that you have long forgotten, it seems.
Yes, when I left Wildgrowth, when I left our home, I was not yet old enough to taste it. I am now.
She like grasps the side of your face a little bit to like get your teeth visible, as if one would like check a horse for its teeth, and then she pushes you away. They are sharpened enough. You are clear to drink the mead of our forefathers.
Yes!
And Grukal screams out into the nether of the darkness into which he cannot see. and he screams in common back at the general, general direction of the...
There are 3 large bonfires being made at the beach, and like there's a couple of points of light from the buildings of people that are still there, so you can see like the shade and the outline of the cart and all of your companions as well as this beach party is going on the way.
That's fair, yeah. So he screams,
Arrow! Here, Allison! I have found allies and companions!
It
Okay.
appears you have. We weren't that far away, Grukal. You didn't have to scream.
Yeah.
But I get your excitement. And I walk up.
Okay, 2 points. One, I'm really interested in knowing what kind of meat Krokal's people make. And 2, Krokal is going to seem so cultured that he knows 2 languages. You know Common?
Oh my god.
well,
They
I
do
mean,
too.
I'm one of, well, now 4 of my kind of, my strain of Dragonborn. So, yeah.
Alright. I take out a gold coin. Will this suffice for the meat? As people are like, where did you get that coin from?
You got money still? Where?
We all got fed.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And then I will take a little break from the story to stuff my face with more crispy.
Face stuffing. I actually failed eating. I tried to put it in my mouth and it fell out.
I love the laugh on the soundtrack as well in the back. That was perfect.
Alright, so yeah. Allison offers gold for the mead, but... Yeah, take your time, Bouter. It's okay. I'm used to you having your mouth full.
Giggity.
Oh, we're in such a bad mood tonight. This is terrible. I love it though.
Well, I don't know. We're like 18 plus. Might as well use it, right?
Oh yeah. So, as you get out the gold coin and offer it to her, she gets out one hand and refuses it. No. Kaz and Tal must be drank as brothers. The mead of vision must be shared as a gift. If you wish to exchange coin, we do accept the coinage of the Empire in exchange for southern might. She beckons towards the cart, where you can see that a plethora of different creatures is being kept in cages. As you walk over and the small group of Dragonborn sit themselves down and beckon for you to do the same in the sand, you can see that there are cages with like jungle parrots and all kinds of other colorful birds, different lizards. One even, as a chameleon, changes its color. But from the back, you can also hear something else as seemingly as you peer over, you can see a small velociraptor in a cage, just like scratching itself a little bit and then turning around to go back to sleep now that everything is quieted down a little bit. If somebody can roll me a D10 in chat, please.
I can now roll them, actually.
Oh, well, if you can really roll them, do the real deal.
Cool. D10, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me roll that real quick. That's a 2.
Okay, so we're a little bit behind on it, but now I can see it too.
Yeah.
As you can see, one other cage standing there. I'd say Allison and Iro and Hannah as well can go ahead and make nature checks for me. Ooh, natural 17 for Hannah.
Yeah.
17 for me, so not natural.
Okay.
Not natural.
Iro?
Which one was it again, you said?
He has lag too.
Natur. Nature.
Natur. Oh, that's very low. That's 13. Yeah.
All right. Then as this goes on, you can hear Hannah whisper under her breath, "A fairy dragon." As you can see that in one of the cages, this beautiful dark blue scaled dragon is situated, no bigger than a large house cat, but its wings, as he unfurls it, aren't wings made of like leathery wings, but are instead these beautiful translucent butterfly wings, and then wraps them together again.
Are these sentient?
They are our wares. Sentient. What does that word mean? The common tongue still eludes me sometimes.
The fairy dragon, is it smart?
Do they hold agency?
Smart. Aye. Intelligent. Make good companions and friends.
Okay. How much for those?
Ah. The dragon goes away for 300 gold pieces.
Okay. And the other birds? How much are they tradable?
Yes, all creatures are for sale, except for the gulak and the beetles. But rest all for sale, if wish to buy. Birds Depending on which one. Very cheap. Very easy to keep. Very nice companions. Only 5 gold pieces.
Allison, we are not here to buy now.
I know,
Let us
but
be friends first.
I kinda want a bird that can send messages for me, because I have not been able to get in touch with my family whatsoever, and it's kind of pissing me off.
These birds, mere pets, no real messages.
Could they be trained into one? Are they smart enough?
Good question. I have no answer at the ready at this moment.
Allison, unwind. Calm. No need for business.
Sorry, let's
Time for mead.
Mead?
I have prepared the mead of vision for us. As is custom, for new friends, we will see together and then see each other.
So is this like psilocybin?
Psychedelic.
Yeah.
Silent.
Grikal would know. Remember a long time ago where we had some ideas of bringing Allison into contact with his other half by the way of some ritualistic magics that Grikal and his people knew. This is not exactly the same, but at least in the same ballpark. It's indeed, Grikal would realize that this is some form of psychedelics. Yeah.
It will bring you closer to the gods. It should bring us closer to the pack, Iroh.
I look at
But
Cell.
also, my father always say, it is fun.
Well, I'm up for fun.
I look at Cell.
Mm-hmm.
Psychedelics. What kind of effect do they have on me?
On you? Well, to be honest, all different kinds of chemical compounds, such as drugs and the like, they, I believe, still have the same effects on you, correct? Like you wield many different types of elixirs and things.
Are they considered a poison?
I do not believe so.
Cool. I'll have a drink.
Very well. Let us bask in the light of Kuranau. Firoza takes the first sip, hands it over to Kozal. Kozal takes a sip, hands it over to Ka Farouk, who also takes a sip, and then hands it over to
Grikal first.
Grikal.
Yeah. So Grikal looks up at Kalika hanging over us in the sky, shining down on us, and he just takes a deep gulp.
Yes.
No. And he passes it over.
Take a good sip as well. How bloody awful does this taste, given that the only thing that tastes good is blood?
It's ash. Yeah. All right.
Iroh takes a sizable sip.
Iroh
keeps
knows
it there
his
for a
limits.
moment.
Roughly the same as Iroh.
And that's the sip.
Yeah. Hands it over to Zell. By the light of Kalika, correct?
Yes.
By the light of Kalika and Kuranau. Yeah. Spicy. And then hands it
More
over
spicy?
to Feroza once again. It was very herby, like a lot of herbs in it. And
I was mostly asking because I didn't taste shit.
oh, lol, I'm sorry.
So I suppose Hannah has made an early retreat to her tent.
Yeah.
I think this sounds like something for Hannah.
This sounds like something that Hannah would also try. So Hannah is also part of it and also takes a sip before it is handed over to Feroza once again. As at that moment, Let the light of Kurunau and Kalika shine upon us. And with that, she throws the rest of the liquid into the sand, which then the dry sand plumes up for a moment as all of you seemingly look into it, into the distance. As all of the sounds from the outside slowly begin to muffle a little bit. And as you catch yourselves just being very content with staring forward, slightly upward towards the clear sky and the different stars within it, all of you would swear that all of these stars are slowly beginning to shine brighter. And as they do, it's not a alarming effect. It's just interesting, and it feels very okay. Like
I
this
was
is just
like,
like
is,
wow, this.
I was like, is the sun gonna shine? Is the sun gonna shine? No, 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 no.
No. This is starlight, and you realize it's so, and it doesn't feel bad at all. However, as all of these stars begin to shine brighter and brighter, they do seem to outline a certain form, as a form that Grukal would know very well, as he has spoken to him once before. The outlines of a slender but majestic dragon stand before you. However, now you can see that normally when Grukal saw him first, Kurenau, his dragon god, wore these beautiful large bracers of gold. And the outline of this majestic dragon has a little bit more feminine attributes. Smaller horns, larger chest, and the two bracers that this dragon holds around her bracers are made from the most beautiful silver and sapphires. As pure as the most pure jewel ever made, a voice carries over to all of you, which asks, "What vision can Kalika grant?" Well, all of you have the, let's call it, a very diminished results of a commune spell via this psychedelic. You are actually conversing with God right now. So all of you can get one yes or no question from Kalika. So, as Grukal was the first to take a sip, what would you ask of your dragon goddess?
He looks up, and at first, he's just kind of shaking. Or, no, not shaking, just kind of rotating his head through the non-existent water that he feels like he is floating through. Just kind of trying to refocus. The effects he's felt before are different. As he regains his focus, so does he regain a grasp on the quest that they were on. He stutters for a second. We wish to bring peace to the Fae in the dark. Those that serve the darkness of the Shadow Dragon. Is this peace, this redemption, is it the right thing to do?
There are many people who must live their life without knowing the radiance of Kurenau. To bring forth this radiance, and free people of the shackles of darkness is the task bestowed upon you, champion of Kuranao. This is the path.
Then I shall vanquish Badao from the hearts of those who serve him.
And with it, the silver-clad arm of the dragon waves one last time as the stars begin to shine a little less bright, and the outline that they make clear begins to get a little more vague and vague as you slowly turn back into reality. Iroh.
And away from consciousness.
Yeah, Iroh. As you seemingly also realize that you are gazing forward, seeing this silver dragon before you, you instinctively realize that this is a being of great power. And you begin to think about what kind of yes-no question you would like to ask.
Oh man.
Am I dead?
Is Dagwood still alive?
Boring.
The light of Kali Ka shines far and wide this evening. The small gnome that you know as Dagwood receives my rays as well. He still walks this plane alive. And in a similar manner, the stars begin to shine less bright, and the outline of the silver dragon goddess begins to fade from existence for you. As we turn to Allison.
Only have one question, at least in the immediate future. Is the gifts from the Crescent King to be trusted?
While the moonlight of Kali Ka reaches far and wide, there are others that ascertain the power of the moon as well. My rays cannot illuminate what you ask of me this evening.
Do I get another question, or was that it?
That's how the
It was a
commune
yes/no
spell works.
question.
It was a yes or no question, and you can get yes or no or ambiguous, and this is ambiguous. Like the might of the gods themselves is also bound by certain rules, right?
Is my
Like
soul fucked?
Your question is asked, and like a I don't know answer might also give you a little bit information of the current situation. So, but with that, the stars also begin to shine less bright for Allison, and all of you are eventually brought back to reality.
Can Hannah ask a question?
Well, yes,
communed
Hannah can ask a question, but Crystal
I communed
is.
with Crystal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, good. So, what's Crystal's? Sorry, what's Hannah's question?
Yes.
Hannah stands there trembling and just also in shock, like, oh man, I have to find a question. Is my mom on the material plane?
Next to Hannah, Melo is like lying there and like completely stoned out of his mind. As Hannah asks this question, the rays of the moon fall indeed on one of your parents, but it is not your mother that bathes within my light.
It's your daddy.
Your
Your
daddy. Daddy issues.
Pops is over here.
Hold on. I feel like Actually, my bad. I take that back. That's a pretty heteronormative view. Who knows what Hannah's parents had going on? So,
True.
could be a trick question here. No, I'm actually serious. Could be a trick. Like, it's not his mom, it's his other mom.
It's a
Like,
psych.
I don't know.
Or both her dads.
What is Lenore asking?
Lenore just says, no, I know everything already. And like Kalika says, yeah, I know. And then they fist bump. And that's
Lenore actually goes, will I ever find a mate for my little... He's so lonely.
Will I ever succeed in training Iroh?
Nor just asked deep questions like, so, what is the meaning of life?
Yes, that's it. But as all of you,
is Sal also asking a question?
he might be.
We don't hear that?
This is a very personal experience for all of you.
Oh, I thought that you said that we were communed with each other as well.
No. You communed with the goddess. Like, this is a very personal experience that all of you have.
Cool. I thought that you said that we had some connection with each other as well, but then I misheard.
No, sorry. No. This is a very personal experience for all y'all.
Cool.
And eventually, as all of you come back to the material plane and had a short conversation with a god, or was it just all a dream? Who knows? You gaze back, and slowly but surely, the surrounding sounds of the festivities begin to creep back into your peripheral view as you gaze forward into the eyes of these dragonborns that you have just met, who are like smiles from ear to ear as they look upon you and see what this partaking of the ritual has done.
I'm just looking like...
I already said it in chat. I think that Allison should be tripping and then stressing about the fact that the stars are also suns, so he's technically looking at different sunlights.
Like, oh my god!
That's what I said at the start as well, yeah. Hey, am I dying?
So,
Gurkal speaks up.
Did you see it too? Iroh, Anna, Allison. I spoke to Kalika.
No, man, I spoke to Kalika.
Yes! Now, it cannot be denied. My gods are the true gods.
And he kind of like points and laughs at Hannah.
Iroh did kind of go from agnostic to, okay, they might exist.
like Hannah takes up her fire staff, and Zell on the other side is like, no, sit down.
De-escalate.
Allison, go ahead and make a perception check.
35.
35. As you spoke up about your attention with Zell, you take a look at him, and he does seem not concerned, but at least puzzled by probably some answer that he got.
So, is it private what you asked?
I hope it was.
Okay, then I won't intrude.
So Gurkal, can Gurkal overhear this? Is this out loud? Or...
Yeah. You guys are sitting in a small hippie circle, so yeah.
So Gurkal kind of leans forward. He's tipsy at this point, so Gurkal becomes a bit more, I know, kind of antagonistic with alcohol. So he kind of leans forward towards Zell.
I asked Kalika, should I kill Zell? And she said, he is good man. You are a good man. So even the gods say it.
Well, I asked the same thing, and it seems that I don't have to take my own life then.
Ah.
That was.
That is-
I tried to make a joke again.
Yes, odd question to ask God.
That wasn't really my question. It was.
Did
I was trying
kill
to.
myself?
I was trying to yes and you like go with the. I'm sorry. I made things.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, it is good.
It is-
You are making joke. I was not, but still, good. And Grakal kind of turns
Wait,
back.
what?
towards the other dragonborn.
Go ahead and make a deception check.
yeah. I mean, Grakal is kind of just testing, I think, this guy right now. It's a natural 7. 18. Sorry, 18.
18. Yeah, Zell doesn't believe you, man. He's perceptive. Perceptive as
that's
fuck.
fair.
Yeah.
No, but also Grakal is obviously bullshitting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The large blue dragonborn woman roars up with bouldering laughter in a quite similar way that Grakal also does. Ha ha! We indeed have communed with Kali Ka this evening. All of us are blessed in her radiance. Now then, let me ask, what brings a brother so far from home?
I wish to ask the same of you. But my story, I came here. It is very long and exciting. You do not have to wake up when Kurnow shines back upon us, no? For the story will take long time. It involves me killing a terrible man, a scourge of all life, upon flying ship in sky, which we crashed down into the ground. It was marvelous. Everything exploded.
Southern Might will indeed stay here for at least a day. The rebel mostly needs 1 day to make up their mind if they wish to purchase anything of us. We will stay here all day tomorrow. Then our travels will lead us further. When they're done, we will feast, we will drink, and we will talk.
I shall have all night to tell you then. And then, you me. Yes. And Grakal raises 2 cups, which he has kind of just like found lying around. People just put it down to take a piss or something. He sounds too much to drink at this point.
Boo. Oh god. Oh god. Please don't drink it. Please don't drink it.
No, not in. Like,
Right. But I think as we are counting down the last minute to 11 o'clock, as the pack members are here in Riverclear, setting up camp and going looking for Dagwood, we will end tonight's session.
I maybe kind of want to buy a parrot and see if I can make him talk and make him my messenger.
You can buy a parrot. You can buy a parrot. Easily done.
Because it's very handy if a parrot can just shout the name of the person that needs the message. It's very handy.
Allison's parents are just gonna sit there in their kitchen, and then all of a sudden this parrot comes in. No, that's not Mickey Mouse, Maxime. What's this? No, it's more like I forgot to do a parrot for a second.
Jesus.
I'm stuck up with Mickey Mouse now.
Oh god.
Watch out! We're in danger! We're in danger!
So Allison, if you wish to acquire a parrot, you can write off 5 gold pieces if you have a parrot.
Nice.
However, before you do, I wish to accentuate once again. This is not a messenger pigeon. This is not a hawk that can carry messages. This is just a parrot that you would buy in any animal shop in the Netherlands. Right? So it will need to be trained.
I'm gonna train
what
it.
it's worth, Max, a parrot grows like almost 100 years old.
That's why.
And I just want to say that Allison's life expectancy it's not quite there.
Well, technically, he's a vampire.
No,
like,
no,
technically,
what?
his life expectancy is what life?
He's
Yeah.
already died.
Yeah, he's
once
already dead, so
within
yeah.
2 weeks of becoming a vampire. I don't see his odds. Like,
Oh, poor Allison.
Oh my god! Ave says it in chat. Pirate Allison.
Yeah.
Like, your alter ego is already the Red Queen, a pirate queen, and now you will have your own parrot.
uh-huh.
God. Now so now I only need to score a critical hit on you, and we will pluck one of your eyes out. And
Oh,
then you
no.
can have like an eye patch. Then you will be a real pirate.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Allison is gonna
Yeah.
be
No,
so
hold on.
much different than the one that left his town.
We're gonna have to do some serious theory crafting on if the eye comes back as well when we throw acid over Allison again.
Yeah.
And it dissolves into mist, you know?
I am the master of this world. I can do whatever I want.
Okay, I think this is a very good point to end this stream on.
Yeah. Guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you like what you saw. Next week we will return to continue the beautiful adventures of the pack. And hopefully that time Crystal will be with us as well. We haven't heard any bad omens, so I will assume that she's just going to be there.
Crystal is
And-
very much pumped with the news that her dad walks this plane. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. So who knows? Maybe next week she wants to get some work in there. But otherwise, the Blackened Blights lie to your south, and Riverclear, the village where Dagwood was last seen, lies all around you. Fighting
Are you
unicorns,
excited about
killing these noble creatures, what might be going on with Dagwood?
I
He's Voldemort.
feel like this might be the first time we've had some time to focus on Iroh's background. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Because
Get ready for a whirlwind of lies and secrets and such.
Well, there is a bit of your backstory that you sent me, but I'm not sure if the party members know of it yet. So,
No.
So let's see if we can explore that a little bit.
Very
Who knows, who
secretive.
knows?
So is this like a Sappho and her friend kind of situation here, Maxime? Or never mind, we'll find out.
We'll
And
find this
We'll
out.
figure it out next week.
Google that term if you don't want to know
So,
what I'm
If you
talking about.
if you wanna know how the gulag looks and you're not part of our Discord yet, go right over there where you can see Charlie's art piece. One of the NPCs that we talked to today is also a creation of one of our viewers. I'm not gonna say which, and that is something that I wish to continue to do so. So if you like what you see, come be active and go ahead and talk to me and create beautiful NPCs to put in this world. For example, Ave, once again, you are far overdue your own NPC, like you're your very own. We created Nido together with a group, but I think you need your own little beastie in this world as well, so we need to get on that as well. And yeah, this is just one big invitation to all the viewers to do the same with me if you feel so. So yeah,
Awesome.
for now, enjoy Eastern. Remember to count all the eggs before you hide them, because you don't want to miss any eggs and then have them rotten for like months and months on end in your garden. That's going to fuck up your whole week. We hope to see you next week to continue all of these misadventures. Know that we love you. Enjoy the last hour of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.